Yes, this video is actually not clickbait. I know YouTubers use clickbait to try and get their audience in, but I don't make money from YouTube, so why would I need to do clickbait? Anyway, I worked with Nickelodeon, and what I mean by that, just to make it perfectly clear, is I was shortlisted for an interview / applicant day to be a digital intern for 1 year at Nickelodeon in London, Camden, UK. So I applied for the role in, I think, late March, early April 2018, and I didn't expect to hear anything back because I've been out of university for almost a year now. I studied media and communication, like as a degree, and I've been applying for jobs ever since. So I applied for Nickelodeon, which are owned by Viacom. Didn't expect to hear anything back, didn't expect anything. So I filled out this application form that asks you about yourself, asks you what you like about Nickelodeon, asks you what relevant skills you have for the role, and if you were to design an app or a game for Nickelodeon or Nick Jr., something like that, then what would you do, and to discuss it and to put it all in the application. So I did. A few weeks later, I was just randomly sat somewhere and I was bored, so I checked my emails on my phone and I had an email from someone from Viacom / Nickelodeon saying, hello, you've been invited to come to an interview / assessment day at Nickelodeon headquarters in London. And I was just like, oh my god, okay. You know, the best way I could describe that kind of situation is using a GIF. Yeah, a GIF like that. That's exactly how I felt. I felt like that. But anyway, so of course I was really shocked, and I messaged her saying thank you so much. I will attend the assessment day on April 18th, 2018. And I stayed in a hotel overnight because it was a 9 AM start. I paid for the hotel. Nickelodeon don't pay for that. They do give you snacks and drinks on the day of the assessment day, but they don't provide lunch or anything like that, or transport. So on to my story then. A few weeks went by, and then about 3 or 4 days before I was due to go to the assessment centre, I got an email saying, hello, just a gentle reminder that these 2 tasks attached to the email are due to be sent to us by 5 PM tomorrow. And I was just like, what tasks? I haven't heard this before, like, you haven't told me this before. So I was like, okay then, and then I frantically completed these 2 tasks. The first task was to pick a website that you liked or didn't like and talk about it. So what did you like, what didn't you like, what would you change, what wouldn't you change, things like that. And then the next task was to create like a mood board to kind of have a summer theme to like the Nick Jr. website, like what you would do to it. So did all of that, that was fine. Completed it, sent it back the same day, no problem. And also they sent you a Word document with all the questions you filled out in the application form, you had to fill them out again. But this time I filled them out in way more depth. So, completed that, emailed it off. And I got there to this incredible place and I was just like, whoa, I can't believe I'm even here. Like, what is this? This is amazing. So I went and met all the other applicants for this digital intern role. There was 8 of us, and that includes me. So 7 people plus me, but 1 person didn't show up and they were supposed to, so that brought it down to 6 people plus me. So we were all put in a boardroom type setting together, like a meeting room, like a long table and chairs and a projector with a board. That sort of setup. You understand what I'm talking about. And I was chatting with the other applicants and they got us to do an icebreaker task where we had to discuss what we had in common, stuff we didn't have in common, write it down. Other people had to guess it through pictures, like Pictionary. And it was fun. And they got us to do 3 tasks. And whilst we were doing 3 tasks, one by one we all got called out individually to do the interview part of it. And on the day, everyone was talking about how they didn't have much time to do the tasks that were emailed to them, you know, with this deadline of 5 p.m. And Nickelodeon said, oh, we did that on purpose to test you. And I was just like, oh my god. And they were like, you wouldn't have lots and lots of time to do this task. You wouldn't have long at all to do it. So this is what we were doing. We were testing you for this. So I was like, okay, oh my god, amazing. But I assumed that anyway. So the 3 tasks they got us to do on the day was like a proofreading task, and then we read a script and we had to summarise it within like a few words. And then there was another one explaining what they wanted us to do on Photoshop, and we had to list all of the steps, like step by step how to do this task, stuff like that. My interview went very well. They have like a diversity campaign that they're running for their employers where you can bring your whole self to work. So for example, I've got Asperger's syndrome, I'm autistic, and I told them about that. And I'm LGBT, and they've got an LGBT award on the shelf in this room we're in, but I didn't tell them that I'm LGBT. But anyway, that's basically the diversity type thing they're going for. Things like that. So I did it all. It was no problem. It was cool. Then we just got to go home after that, and they said expect to hear back from us whether it's a positive or negative outcome. We will email you and let you know within 2 to 3 weeks. So almost a month had passed and I hadn't heard anything. So I kept emailing this woman and I said to her, I haven't had an outcome yet, can you tell me? You know, not those exact words, but it was along those lines. And after her annual leave, she got back to me and said, yeah, we sent an email out on May 8th, 2018. And due to the amount of excellency, we had to make a tough decision and you were unfortunately unsuccessful this time round. And I was like, okay. But they're going to give me some feedback, so when I know what the feedback is, I'll be able to learn from that feedback. So yeah, so without making that video too long, that was my experience of working with Nickelodeon. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you've never seen any of my videos before and you're a first time viewer of mine, Please feel free to check out my other videos. I post adventure videos, things like that. And hopefully you'll stick around. Yes, sis.